Welcome to the SmackDown Preview. I'm Adam Wilbourn from WhatCulture, joined by another one, Michael Hamflett from WhatCulture, here to look ahead to tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube, where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review SmackDown, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. We do Dynamite, AW Collision, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup that we complete with a very good quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, though, joined by Michael Hamflett to look ahead to tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. And I might just stay here, actually. Works quite well. My knees are buggers.
Can't get up yet. Yeah. Oh,
you know what's better than 2 hours of cinema, Michael Hamflett?
Can't be able to guess, mate.
3 hours of cinema.
That's right. I thought I'd already seen the best video or the best bit of content, should I say, I was gonna see about Fridays when I saw the latest performance in like a bouncing nightclub by Rebecca Black. A famous song, but instead, a WWE graphic bathed in blue was what got me hyped.
Oh my God.
Not just for this weekend, but for every weekend for the next several years. And the one thing I know, right, about boom periods for wrestling organizations is that they never go away.
No, they never end.
No, that's the best thing, if anything, about a boom period, is that it's just all boom all the time.
Yeah.
So this edition of a third hour of SmackDown while WWE is hot, and we can get excited about it, is definitely never going to be something we ever live to regret. There's people that watch this every week and talk about it in depth and in detail. And that's just such a relief to me, actually, if anything. Way off my mind that, like, if this was the type of industry that while things were incredibly hot, gave you more, and you feasted at a buffet, at a sort of, like, overdoing a little bit, and if this was food, let's not even use this as an analogy. If this was food and one was to overindulge, again, not something I'm familiar with, actually, but like if you were to overindulge, ultimately the body will say no.
Yes.
Enough now. It will be that bit of Andrew Lincoln with the boards from Love Actually. Enough now. Enough. You can't have any more Kinder Buenos. You can't continue to live like this. The body would really start to complain. It would have a detrimental effect on your physical, mental, and emotional and financial health. And you would have to say no. Enough. But luckily for us, that definitely never happens with the wrestling. At no point will that third hour of SmackDown come to be the bane of our existence.
Nope.
Come to push creative types so far past their limit, not even to the limit, so far past their limit that the show that you are ostensibly tuning in to watch for wrestling barely even recognizes it. This is definitely not something that's happened. It's definitely not something that happened for not let alone years, decades.
Yeah.
So I have zero worries, zero concerns, or zero troubles with this third hour. Why? Because right now here in September 2024, SmackDown, WWE, is so goated that I have no troubles with this. How should we call it? Intriguing news.
Yes.
News that offers a lot of different, divisive, shall we say. I've seen every take on this.
Well, I will mention, WrestleVotes Radio, if you're unaware, claims that SmackDown on the USA Network is going to change to a 3-hour format at the start of 2025.
I wonder if you're breaking news to anybody. As the OTJ, I wonder if right now somebody's only hearing this for the first time.
Also, internal talkings that SmackDown might be available to watch on Netflix the day after it airs on telly as well. We're getting all of them on Netflix, aren't we?
We are. We should put people's mind at rest as well. Like I had to breathe a sigh of relief last night because SmackDown moving to 3 hours. And the current situation with Monday Night Raw and its little stay of execution on the USA Network probably had me and you concerned. It probably had some of our listeners and viewers. So, we're not just preview. We're not just a bit of fun ahead of your weekend. We're also public service here on this podcast because I'm here to let everybody know, breathe with me, Switchblade, that don't worry, guys. In January, Raw will return to 3 hours.
Oh, my God.
I was feeling nervous.
So the odd one out there is NXT, so you might as well just do all 3 hours.
Neaten it up.
So it goes from 6 hours from October of this year to 9 potentially.
Right. 9 hours of boom era fed Like, you are never going to be fed enough.
No.
You are never going to be
It's
well
Homer on
fed.
the donut machine, isn't it?
You were never going to get fed up. And then one day, I don't know, let's say in like the summer of 20, who knows? I predicted a fall before and I was made a fool of by the OTJ. So I would never be stupid enough again to be like summer of 2025 or winter of 2026, whatever. Just some period in the future. We're going to be staring down the barrels of 9 crap hours.
It's all right. I'm going to retire after WrestleMania 41.
Oh, so like my prediction for Triple H is like a shoot one for you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah.
Rock Cody in Las Vegas on 420. I think my life will have peaked at that point.
Have they completed everything?
Yeah. I was just like, well, I guess I'll go and cover, I don't know, darts.
What is it that like, I'm absolutely not trivializing this, but what's that scene? I think it's in like the IT crowd where the guy just like normalizes the end of everything. He's like, oh, well, no way back for me. And he just very, very calmly walks to the window and walks
That's
out.
Chris Morris, isn't it?
It's Chris Morris's character. That's right, the manager. Or even the spoilers, the young, like Joffrey's younger brother in Game of Thrones.
If you haven't seen that already, what are you doing?
Looks around, it's like, well, and just like calls it you, but with a smile. Yeah. From the top of a legion. Well,
I think that's the point I make when I triumphant return to commercial radio, actually. Come back and fix it all.
it needs the OTJ. Like, in much the same way, the pandemic era WWE needed Roman Reigns. Local radio needs you.
Yeah.
I had to listen to some earlier this week. I think you would be credible enough that you might not read out the texts that I send into stations that tacitly mock
I'd
them.
make up my own ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Console's got nothing on it, Wilbourn. Leave it with me. Wilbourn, we're adding an extra hour. Yeah, I'm kind of familiar with how that works.
Yeah, don't you worry.
We get through it.
You covered. Don't worry, I'm never going away. I love this. I love this. We shout out to Jay Frazier, I believe it was, a fastidious documentarian of this podcast and all we discuss. I'm going to check that because I really don't want to misplace the shout out, but I do believe it was Jay, who, mindful of the type of stuff we like to get into, we go pretty deep, I would say. Yeah.
I would say this is like the most news night adjacent of our coverage.
Indeed.
SmackDown preview. God, I've just scrolled past Eric Vasquez, who makes, shout out Eric Vasquez. What would you say about Eric Vasquez?
Great first name.
Who takes a picture of the pink lemonade frozen beverages at Burger King.
Oh.
And he says, always notice it looks like the pink slime from I'll retweet that so other people can see it because it's bad audio otherwise.
Also, shout out to Brian, who earlier on this week put our address as WhatCulture Towers 123 Respect Lane, and sent in some great suggestions when we were talking about scary names for football teams.
Yeah,
How did we get there?
I
feel like it was NXT related.
We were talking Halloween Havoc, definitely.
That was it.
I can't remember how else we got there. Like football teams, maybe. I know what it was. It was Sidge pitched something as how stupid it would be, and I thought would be class.
Yeah.
With players being allowed to play in fancy dress.
That
on
was
Halloween.
it.
That's it. I want to apologise, not just to Jay Frazier because he genuinely does do great work, but also to at Mikey_T1991 called Michael. Great first name. It was Michael who mentioned, I assume.
Oh, sorry.
It's time to play the game! Time to play the game! Ha 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 ha!
What is this in response to? At Michael Hamflett, I assume this will be covered on tomorrow's SmackDown preview.
I don't know.
You can say 3 guesses if you want. You know, it's the usual sort of thing where, like, when you say on Twitter, you won't believe what this is in reply to.
Oh, okay.
So it's like maybe not, but maybe it's just, we get a lot of awesome, like, wrestling-related engagement. You and Sid are doing a fantastic new idea for a podcast later on that I won't be a part of, but I cannot wait to see how it works out.
We'll hopefully do more of these,
An inspired idea. But yeah, we get a load of awesome engagement with people. I assume this will be covered. This is from Michael, that this will be covered on tomorrow's SmackDown preview.
It's maybe got to be food or beverage related.
I'll just accept guesses.
Okay.
And like it's
the McRib leak.
What's this?
There's a rumor going around that the McRib's coming out because there was like an accidental push notification come from McDonald's. It was like, 4293.mcrib.test.
Ooh.
That people got on their phones.
It's a bit like the Big Tasty, isn't it? The Like when it comes around.
Or what is it, the double down, where they have the... how about instead of bread, you have just more chicken?
I loved that. No, it is not the McRib. Good guess.
Somewhat Prime related?
No, another good guess.
I'll go. I don't know. So I'm just going to say that new Logan Paul food thing that I saw him doing with Mr. Beast and KSI, like Lunchables, but whatever.
God damn it, man!
Now you got food and drink for your kids.
So yeah, don't do that. But like I did put Prime. I had to do it. Keeping up appearances, keeping up with the Joneses. You'll experience this when like Eric's a little bit older. It was Josh's, my youngest, birthday party the other week, you may recall. And because it had happened at one of his friends' parties, he was also coming to this party. We were peer pressuring it to put a Prime in the party bags. And the kids, like, honestly, man, it popped the territory. Like, when they looked into the party bag, I was like, yeah, cake. It was a bowling alley. So I was like, oh, bowling-themed toys, cool. Got a ball of Prime! Like, the Mr. Beast chocolate was similar.
Oh, yeah, with Feastables or whatever they're called?
Yeah, brilliantly. Do you know what the peanut butter one is called? Don't Google it.
Oh, I'm not going to...
Do you know what the mini-game? Game within a game. Peanut butter... Mr. Beast chocolate is called?
Peanut butter. Skippy's a type of peanut butter, isn't it? Smoother and fresher or Skippy.
Don't look at this.
Okay. D's Nuts.
Bingo!
Yeah, that was a clue. You gave it away.
Sorry. But my son misread it and just thought it said Des Nuts and then says, oh, Des Nuts is my favourite flavour. I was like, I'm going to leave that right there.
Hi, my name's Des Nuts.
Set me up. I'm Jeff, bitch. All the ladies call me Des Nuts. No, all good guesses. But no, Michael was...
Lunchly, that's the name of their Lunchables.
Lunchly, what's in it?
It's basically a Lunchable, so the same sort of biscuit, cheese.
They are good. I love Dairy Lunchables. You ever had Dairy Lunchable?
Yeah.
Very, very plasticky. Like eating a toy.
Theirs is better, apparently. You can have a pizza.
What? Actually, I want them. Yeah.
Do we get anything? I'll see if they're available. Sorry, you were saying.
Have you seen
in relation to
the Oreo flavored Coke? They do Coke flavored Oreos.
Yes.
I haven't seen them yet. I'm on the hunt. We've had Cheez-Its in the office this week because Tesco's has started selling Cheez-Its, and they're the best, maybe the best American crossover food ever. Doesn't feel like they've taken the actual good stuff out of it yet. So no. Michael asked if we could talk on the SmackDown preview about Kylie Minogue playing Newcastle.
Oh my God.
Of course, I should have remembered that.
She's touring next year. Tickets go on sale next week. I am extremely, extremely excited about that. She's coming down from Glasgow the night before, which would be an awesome place to see her, but obviously Kylie on your doorstep, you don't say no. Interestingly, and this is mainly for the benefit of our American listeners and viewers, all of which I know for a fact will be massive Kylie Minogue fans. She's advertised I think it's the Australia dates.
Okay.
I think she's maybe doing like a date in Tokyo, that sort of thing. And there's a little gap, and then she comes over to the UK in May. Very grateful, because she understands that she wouldn't want it to clash with WrestleMania.
Yep.
I'm grateful to her for that. But there is a gap in the April period.
Okay.
Where the USA residents have been told, don't worry, news is coming of Kylie potentially playing in the USA. And I have promised Phil Chambers, really stupidly, that if Kylie Minogue happens to be in America while we are potentially in America, if we were to do a WrestleMania-related trip or visits around the surrounding areas, I will take him to Kylie Minogue on my dime. I could have made a huge financial mistake here because I was just so excited about the prospect of her playing anywhere near where I might be in the world. I was like, overexcited. Yeah, we'll do that, definitely. And it's like, she's playing in Newcastle. You can just go. You can
a lot easier.
Just go after work.
Yeah.
Just go after work and see Kylie fucking Minogue. Should go out. You want to come? Go out.
I loved our night at the Utilita back in the day.
There you go, yeah. Might be having another one soon if we can get away with that.
Fiesta Nachos, the pizza, or Turkey Stack'ems, I think, are the three available. I think they're all America.
Those Turkey Stack'ems sound so dry. I want them.
Yeah.
I want that. Sounds like really, I can picture at Lunchables, if they're anything like that, like the perfect shape of the factory-made meat and cheese.
Yes, exactly.
It's like it's a disc of food. I love discs of food. I love... I don't like Billy Bears. You mentioned them a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
But I like it when you get those, like, packets of... They say cooked. I don't even know if it's chicken, let alone cooked chicken, but they say cooked chicken, and it's like... It's basically the packet is the same sort of shape as a CD. It's the same.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like just a perfect circle of factory sliced meat. It'll be like 1% meat.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting
You get all three. This looks incredible. I mean, Eric's sorted. I don't have to do anything now.
Build your own bites with wheat.
You get a
crackers.
bottle of Prime and a Feastable with it as well.
I don't need the Prime. And is it Feastable the yogurt thing? Oh, it's
No,
chocolate.
Chocolate, yeah.
I'm going to make my own version of this lunch for dinner today. I'm going to get some Ritz biscuits. I'm going to get some
Cheez-Its.
cheese slices. Oh, yeah, I could do that, couldn't I? Cheese slices. I'm going to get some of that, like a disc of meat. It's my favourite way that food is delivered. I'm going to get a bottle of some sort of... I've had 2 bottles of the Beetlejuice Fanta now. I think I'm good on that one, but there's always something in there. Mango Tango's still kicking around, and I love that stuff. Might get a can of Mango Tango.
I don't think we get this in the UK, unfortunately.
But I can make it. And then... What chocolate do I want today? I had 4 Buenos last night.
I saw this tweet for...
What?
Just to let you know, my tea tonight was leftover Cheez-Its and 4 Buenos spread out across an evening.
Well, my wife wasn't in, and I'd sorted my kids' real food, and they went off to bed. And
Eric had a better tea than you. He had quinoa.
Right.
Fancy.
I ate quinoa for about 5 years and thought it was called quinoa.
Yeah, me too. He had a bit of cheese, a bit of leftover ravioli. He had a right.
I mean, I'm listening to a list of foodstuffs, but I don't know how it's a better tea. So let me explain how I managed to prepare and serve this. So I I had to pop into Sainsbury's at the train station while waiting for my train, because I did need like some other things. And there was an offer on the Kinder Buenos, which I was a bit annoyed about after I'd bought it, because in my head it's still 10, but they've cut it down to 8.
Okay.
So, well, 4 bars, but you get 2.
But 8 in one go.
It's 8 Buenos. And so I ate one on the train, thinking, it's a little pre-tea. I haven't decided what I'm going to have for tea yet, but this is a little treat, and it's just for me. Like I say, my wife's not in, the kids won't see. Just a little Bueno for Dad. So that was really nice. So I ate a second one on the train. The train is half an hour. So I've eaten 4 Buenos on the train. So I'm not really hungry.
Are you hiding it from your fellow commuters, or are you just no shame?
I mean, they can see me getting it out of the multi-pack. They can see me getting one out of the multi-pack and thinking, that's normal. And then the guy sat next to me is thinking, he's going back to that multi-pack. I'm not lying. If there was nobody sat next to me, I might have had 3. But it was 2 out of...
Yeah.
I've got... There, it turns out, is my level of, you know. So I have the tea. And then I get in, and it was the kids actually had the tea because my folks had picked them up from school. That was our routine day yesterday. But so I hang around with them, like play with them, all that sort of stuff. Then they go to bed. And then I'm like, we've got a few bits in the kitchen. There's like a couple of bits in the freezer. There's like my wife had like pre-made something the other day that could have been like heated or microwave, whatever it was. You know, like food plus sauce in Tupperware. I don't know. I was thinking, I've got those Buenos in my bag. And like the Cheez-It thing is a bit of a joke, but really that dust doesn't shift easy, does it?
No.
Like
I had to wash my hands.
We've got the hand soap in the office and it survives. So I'm eating this Bueno at the point where I can still smell the Cheez-It dust. This is pretty good.
Life peaked.
Sensory overload. And yeah, there was the second Beetlejuice in the fridge. Second Beetlejuice, which I was going to bring to work today. I went in the fridge to get a drink with it. I was going to get milk initially, like a pint of milk. Which I believe is a very recent source of contention, because there's people like me, normal folk, that believe quite heartily in the pint of milk. But it was a divisive chat in the office.
What, so just having a pint of milk?
Yeah. I took it to Twitter. It was one of those ones that turned out to be, you don't realise it, but the people that drink a pint of milk and like a pint of milk is absolutely goated, you mugs, are on one side, and a pint of milk, are you a savage? As if you're sucking it from the tit of the cow itself or something. You're not.
I can appreciate a glass of milk.
Yeah, but a pint, I think, is where it's...
Sorry, okay. I'm not planting my flag in either side yet.
This is it, right? Yeah. It turned out...
I'm one of the undecided voters, as you could say.
It did have... I'm
a swing state.
People were fighting for more sides than you would think on this. But yeah, I was going to have a pint of milk. And then the kids now... we used to use like one of the school breakfast clubs, but the kids have like wanted a bit of a change up. So they're having... Like the dad, having a bit more cereal in the week than they used to, so we're going through milk at a quicker rate than we did before. So I thought, I'm going to save that for the morning. They're going to need
smart.
I'm a selfless dad. I'll drink my Beetlejuice.
I'll drink my Beetlejuice and dunk my Buenos in it.
I've dunked Buenos in pot before and it just doesn't work. So I wasn't going to waste the Bueno with the Beetlejuice this time. So yeah, had my Beetlejuice and just had the other 2 Buenos. Like, sort of telly on. You don't even need the tray.
No?
Like, just sit and eat your buenos. I did, like, the tweet didn't tell, people live their lives on social media, and it's always a bit more of a polished version.
Don't judge your everyday by their highlight reel.
I'm guilty of it too. Like, I did then go back in the kitchen because I was still a little bit hungry. And I just had a piece of toast. And I just thought, I just want a piece of like a piece of toast with some spread on it. Went there. There's no frigging Marge in the fridge. So right into the cupboard I go. So I wasn't even like super like hungry for like sweet stuff, but we did have some of the Titan spread. So I ended up having I had a piece of toast with Titan spread afterwards.
Please.
This is
never let anything happen to Adele.
It's the second jar of Titan spread.
I'd be so scared for you.
40. I think I'm doing this very much in a 40s on the horizon. I've made a lot of promises, and I've done it in a public setting about like learning to cook.
Yeah,
and like, so I think I'm using this as a going out on top type situation.
Sort of like a Heston Blumenthal of now.
Alex Ferguson was like, I'm going to retire as one of the greatest foot managers ever. But I just fancy winning the league one last time, so I'm going to do it. What with that team? Just watch me. And he did it. He actually did it. I feel like that's me with like this type of haute cuisine that I enjoy. I think I'm like trying to go out on top. Like, right, I guess I'm into cooking the so-called real food that you speak of. Like, who is it in the I really apologise because I know you're one of like our regular like people that we sort of have great chats with on Twitter, and we've no doubt met. But who is it that always posts like the most gorgeously prepared and made food? Is it John Harrison?
Probably, yeah.
Like it's typically in Matt Rain's Legends Lounge or
adjacent
to that. People are posting their drinks on the weekend, like delicacies and the like, and then it's like, oh, here's this. It's like the stuff that Sidgwick talks about, like pig's knee or something, like just all that shit. Like, but it's lovely. Like, it looks great. Like, why is it that because it's like cubed or diced steak a la lemon, like that's different to me.
You said you weren't a chef.
That's me. That's different to me eating a disc of meat from the Asda fridge section.
I'm going to defer to Cedric on this one. I think he can tackle this the next time.
I'm just asking what's different. Like, you get one of those, like Aldi make them as well. It's either squares or discs. It's chicken or I don't like ham in disc form. I have a weird thing with ham. Can we talk about ham?
We're going to talk about SmackDown in a second, I promise. There's lots to talk about on tonight's show.
My thing with ham, I like ham in a Greg's cheese and ham sandwich.
Right.
I can like take it or leave it on pizza, that sort of thing. It's not part
of your name. You kind of nominative determinism.
Yeah. I don't like the touch, feel, or smell of ham when I'm making like a ham sandwich for the kids or something.
Okay.
They love ham and cheese wrap rather than a sandwich.
Yeah.
Like if you can get those cheap wraps
Good
from
taste.
Asda in like 8 or something, they're like ham and cheese wrap. I don't like it. No, thank you. I have to wash my hands before I can return to like the crisp meat or something.
Well, I'll tell you what pairs well, like discs of meat and Dairy Lunchables, is Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes.
Oh, yeah.
Who are set to join forces awkwardly, judging by what happened last week. How do they follow that up this week, do you reckon? I think a 10 down under are going to be sacrificed.
Is Roman advertised?
I don't think so, but who knows at this point? We are, 2 weeks away from Bad Blood?
Because we only got bad blood.
At the bare minimum, I think Cody's there, obviously, tonight. He makes all the sounds. And you want them to have a tune-up match, don't you? As a little sneak peek, maybe.
We've got 2 SmackDowns, like this one and next week left.
Yeah.
This week.
No, 3 SmackDowns.
Is Bad Blood not October the 5th?
Yeah.
Oh, God, there's so much. Oh, brilliant. There's so much more wrestling. It's just I've just basically gained a week between here and Christmas.
Okay.
Like, that's a real benefit to me. It's got like 1 more week till Christmas has to get here. Like, is it possible that tonight, last week when Cody and Roman had their just incredible goated cinema Oscar Emmy moment with the handing over of the contract, Solo was outside the ring screaming, "You ain't friends.
You don't even like him.
You don't like each other. You ain't friends." Jacob was screaming, "I love you, Solo." Is it possible that this week they double down on that by having Roman not show up to make a save as Cody is absolutely decimated by the bloodline, and the idea is we're going to divide and conquer?
Or KO and Randy make the save, and then that further feeds in later on to Randy Orton being like, I was there for you when your supposed new mate wasn't.
I like that. I do like that. So Cody gets his arse handed to him, and there's no Roman. And then Cody, let's say that, right? Cody gets his arse handed to him in an opening segment by the Bloodline, and Solo's doing it to prove a point. Yeah, he's beating up Cody, but he's angry that he lost last week. He's been embarrassed. You embarrassed the Bloodline. You embarrassed the Tribal Chief. And they kick his ass, and they do some like really cool double team move to show that, look, we are so simpatico that even if he was here, he couldn't save you from this. And he's not
like a high-low, but with a Simone Spike element.
Yeah, and he's not here. So like you double basically. And Roman doesn't show up, as you say, but eventually Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, slightly delayed, make the save, and then you either set up a tag match for next week, or there's like a multi-man alluded to possibly. And yeah, that's the first point at which Randy Orton says, I'm always here for you. Like, you know, like we do favors for each other. We help each other out when we need things. We're there for one another. And then in a month's time, he's like, I need something from you. Like the Bloodline versus the Good Line at Survivor Series.
Oh my God.
Has been kind of written in blood since WrestleMania. And yet at the moment, maybe this is just me, has got me feeling a little bit on edge that it's actually as far away as it's ever been. Roman and Cody happening now as a unit could be to give you a bit of it before they actually can't coexist. And then it might be, I'm seeing fantasy booking by Ibu of WrestlePurist, friend of the channel, friend of mine, talk about wanting Roman and Cody 3 at Saturday night's main event.
Cool. He's not just rumored. Yeah.
He's not just a great thinker, fantasy booker, and cooker. He also drops some knowledge on the TL.
Yeah.
So that might be a bit of both. That might be not just a bit of ideation, but it might be a little bit of hearing some whispers and rumors and an innuendos. And you could see it, couldn't you? Because what you were doing with Roman Cody 3 at Saturday night's main event is giving Roman that big time rematch, but doing it kind of away from the glare of WrestleMania season. And if it either doesn't have a finish, or if Roman's not able to get the title back, or whatever, that's then the motivation for him to enter the Rumble. And you find your fit with Jacob Fatu probably that keeps him out of the title picture. It's not like you've waited a whole year and you're not even getting a title shot. It's like, I had my title shot, it was in December. Like, it's, it protects that character, doesn't it? So I'm slightly nervous about this War Games thing. And also,
I heard a rumor about Hikuleo this week, though, so I'm more than on board.
The Bloodline strengthen the numbers yet, but on the other side of that, could the Good Line's numbers be weakening because of Rikishi's cryptic post about Jimmy?
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I don't want to speculate too much, obviously, on that. By all accounts, people in the WWE saw this, reached out to Jimmy, and he was like, I'm fine.
Right.
So I don't know if he's working or it was just one of those misjudged parent messages.
Sammy and
Whenever
Jay,
my dad texts me, it feels like he doesn't care for me as a person. You know, and they're just really blunt.
Yeah.
And you say that to them, and the next message has got 12 kiss emojis.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, right, you've gone too far the other way now.
Or them as human beings are perfectly loving. But them
absolutely.
They've never had that sort of like introduction into the ebb and flow of a text conversation.
He got in trouble this week, by the way.
Did he?
Yeah, you know, it was certain someone's birthday.
Yes.
On Tuesday.
Yes.
Sent a message in the family group. Happy birthday, Anne Louise.
Uh-oh.
My wife, Anna Louise, said, who's that man? Who's he? And he's off walking with his mates now because, I don't know.
He's got a class life.
Honestly.
Yeah.
He has set me up with expectations for what retirement looks like that I'm never going to live up to.
Well,
I'm never going to get a retirement anyway.
Retire, yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I'm actually fine with that as long as I'm here. I'll die in this chair.
Yeah.
But like, is Anna Louise got any sort of, like, is that a bugbear of hers?
Yes.
We all
not
have,
a bugbear. She's not bad about it. But
a lot
if
of
someone
people have
says,
like serious name, like foibles or whatever, like big ones. Like if I just went by Mike all the time instead of Michael, as I used to actually. In fact, my wife still calls me Mike, and certain people that met me at a certain time in life call me Mike.
That'd make me feel weird.
It's stuck now, like, but it's nice because
you're
like,
Michael, he's Mike.
Well, I don't think he'd like that either. Who? Well, actually,
Mike Raffone.
He just goes by Raffone, doesn't he?
Yeah, Mr. Raffone.
But
my friends call me Mike.
And I've gone by Hamflett in a lot of jobs because oddly, I think I've told this story before, I've worked with 3 separate Michaels who all ended up being wrestling fans who I would talk to at work about wrestling. Now here, to be fair, that was more expected. But the fact he was called Michael was another like, are you fucking joking me?
Yeah.
Like I'm the wrestling Michael. the sort of the misspelling. Like, I never liked Mick particularly, but that's fine. Like, it's a short.
You're not Mick.
Annas and Anns. I've known an Anna who like reached like blood boiling temperatures when she saw Anne. It's just something about it.
Yeah,
she's really sat wrong with her.
Yeah, she doesn't mind being like Auntie Anna for either nieces, nephews, or mates, kids, or whatever. But I have a multitude of names that I call her, some of which I can't repeat on the podcast. But usually, it's Anna Louise.
Yeah.
Or she's gone by like AL, or in a previous incarnation before she joined the ranks of the Wilbourns, ALER for a full name.
It's like a train company. AL. I know, like, you might write that in a text, but I always think it's a time saver. AL, I like that.
I don't really call her AL, or don't even say if I can't call you that, maybe can I call you Al?
AL, wife, yeah. Tweet that. She'll love that.
Don't, because she gets these tweets. She goes, "What have you been doing at work?"
Yeah.
Nothing, dear.
Am I a clown to you? Am I a bit to you?
What are we talking about?
I don't know. SmackDown.
Cody and Roman.
I think the Bloodline beat him down tonight. The questions are raised about if the two of them solo. I love it now. Fed's good. Missed the memo. Cody's this smart baby face that we'll watch last week, and he knew exactly what he was doing, putting the hand out. It's like, I'm fighting for your place that I actually think I've already got. Don't make me pretend like I'm fighting for it, and here's my version of it. Roman's sick to his stomach, you are, about having to hand over that contract and even for a second surrender a bit of power in the ring. Solo just zooms right in on that. Like, Cody, man, you were in the ring with him. You knew how it felt that he had to do that. He doesn't trust you. He wants that. He wants that as much as I do. And then Cody returns fire with, no, he doesn't, Solo. He wants that as much as you do. You're a fella. Now, Roman wants both, and one day he's going to have more. He's going to hold them both aloft. But right now, that's going to be Cody's like intelligent retort, and then they're going to beat his ass.
I think you're going to be tricked into thinking that we're not getting good line, bloodline. But Hikulayo's going to join their ranks, and Sammy's going to be the one to bring everyone together. Cody's going to be like, that was a one-time thing. I only did that.
Yeah.
Because...
Is Jay going to be the last holdout? That's the move, isn't it? Like, I'll do anything for you, Sammy, but I won't do that.
I watched...
I would do anything for blood. Anything you've been dreaming of, but I just won't do that. Yeet loaf.
There you go.
That's good stuff.
That's good stuff.
That's why we're number 2 at the dead man. Like,
I was watching for the WrestleCulture quiz later, all about moments of SmackDown on Fox that we could celebrate. It's good and bad.
I was going to say that's a game of two halves.
I was watching, obviously, the T-shirt segment, goated, as well as, Jimmy, you out. If you out, I'm out too. Roman Reigns' sell on that second, it's the first double super kick, is incredible. He looks like he's been shot.
Yeah. That's when somebody uploaded the video of the Usos music playing over his, like, stood up in the empty ring sort of thing, didn't it? It's not quite as good as when he's screaming at Money in the Bank. Ah!
It was, honestly, it's the best.
Good stuff. It was good stuff. Punker and Drew, Chicago. Punk in the ring with Cody fighting off the baddies with the chairs at the start of that show. It does stuff to me, man. It does stuff to me. Burns my loins.
But it's not the only tag team related thing with huge stakes attached to it, because on tonight's show, Queen Nia and Tiffany Stern take on Bayley and Naomi with a major stipulation on this match. So, whoever pins Nia Jax, whoever gets the pin.
Yeah, she couldn't do this, so you're forgiven for not being able to do it.
I'm still confused by one aspect to this.
Yeah.
Whoever gets the pin gets a title shot at the women's title at Bad Blood. But the loser must leave SmackDown.
No.
But isn't it only if Jax or Stratton win?
What wasn't clear, I think, is that ultimately there are different stipulations for different team members, basically.
Yes.
Well, even that's not true, but maybe they've left that ambiguous on purpose. Basically, the stipulations with the baby faces.
If you pin one of the heels, you get a title shot. But if one of the heels pins you, you're off SmackDown.
Yeah, that's I think what they were going for. But it's allowed us getting ourselves overexcited to imagine a situation where Tiffany Stratton gets the pin.
Yes.
Because if Tiffany Stratton was to pin, let's say, Bayley, Bayley has gone from SmackDown, which is huge for her, and what I think is going to happen, we'll get to that in a minute, and Tiffany then, and next week, Nia is like, say, like they're giving Naomi grief. You were a loser, and now Bayley's gone from SmackDown. You know, it wasn't just Bayley's fault; it was yours. And now there's more of us than there is of you, and it's ha 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 ha. And Naomi's like, I'm gonna have to do something about this, and she goes off. And Tiffany's like, yeah, and I got the pin last week, didn't I? Like, remember what we said about like it would be funny if they'd have got a pin, they would have got a title shot, wouldn't they? And now he's like, yep. Got anything else to say? No, toodles. And it's like, again, it's the latest claim that basically Tiffany is on the sly lane to this title that Nia currently has. And I think Tiffany Stratton pins Bayley tonight, and I think it happens because Naomi screws up.
Oh my God.
I think Bayley makes a bunch of saves and is fighting for the team and is fighting to the death. And even at one point, they put in a spot where Bayley is the illegal woman, but does something like the Bayley to belly on Tiffany and like is willing to sort of have, I think they subvert what you're expecting, which is ultimately Bayley and Naomi's own goals to sort of get in the way of each other. I think she's actually the illegal woman. She does a Bayley to belly anyway. And she's like, Naomi, go for it. And then she only gets 2 or something like that. So the whole way you're being told, red carpet, Bayley like just wants the team to win. She doesn't mind if Naomi, they're friends. And then ultimately Naomi lines up like a big rear view or something like that. And Tiffany dives out the way and she drills Bayley with it. And like throws her out the ring and like Tiffany hits a move and pins Bayley. And Bayley is gone from SmackDown where she has to return to Monday Night Raw where the remains of Damage Control still circle. Now as baby faces, interestingly. Because they want her for Netflix, because they want her for that roster, because she's the best utility wrestler they've got. Like, I love her. Probably one of my all-time favourites, but the title run was perhaps proof that a run at the top is not where Bayley is best served. But every locker room is better.
Always in the chase.
Every locker room is better with Bayley in it.
Yeah.
Every single one. So, I think that's what happens.
I have gone back and forth on this.
It's a cool old build, this, for a TV one-off match. I'm into this.
Like, there was a scenario I thought of when I was confused where I thought, all right, Bayley pins Tiff, okay? Which is a way to say, well, Tiffany Stratton's off SmackDown. She's got to go to Raw. How's she going to fit in there? Well, she's not. She's going to cash in about 3 weeks on Nia Jax. Surprise, surprise, she's back on SmackDown now.
Ah, she wins and she's champion. Oh, they just do it and they get to it.
That was one of my scenarios.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case now.
But it could happen.
Could happen. There was also a scenario where I thought, and this doesn't really work, especially in modern day WWE where they follow the rules, where the referee's distracted for some reason, maybe Pretty Deadly. You're doing the musical, which we're still hoping is on its way. Rehearsals at ringside, distracts the ref, and he turns around and he's like, I heard it, but I don't know who the legal woman is. And they both jump on top of Nia, and they both pin her, and that makes it a triple threat.
Could still see a version of that, by the way.
I think that's the version I'm going with now, except for the fact that Tiff's beat, or maybe Nia's beat, it doesn't really matter. One of them's beat, and the other person grabs the briefcase and just clobbers whoever's pinning her, and it's disqualification, which means, congratulations, you won the match. But I believe I said, whoever pins me gets
so
the title
nothing
shot.
happens.
And then SmackDown GM, forget what his name is, maybe I'll actually remember to ask you at the end of this podcast for once, says,
that's why we always
you
forget.
idiot, neither one of them got the pin, but they both won, therefore triple threat. And then you've got Naomi and Bayley.
That's the finish. That's it. DQ, triple threat.
Oh, DJ, baby.
That's the thing. Well done. Thank you for that wholly unappealing outcome to this.
I want a triple threat, bad blood.
Quite stakes-free. And I guess, like, yeah, I thought the stakes offered you an opportunity to be, like, really quite surprising and creative in the outcome and stuff. And DQ triple threat probably feels like the move. I was thinking double pin, both of them in the ring, the referee's doing the pin, and it's like both.
Is there a spot where, let's say Naomi's in trouble. She's being set up in the corner for the Annihilator. And Tiffany is like, yeah, get her, queen. I'm going to hold her legs down so she can't get her knees up and block this. And as she does that, Bayley pulls Naomi out of the way. Tiffany gets pulled in the way and gets hit with the Annihilator.
Oh my God, that would actually be really funny. A blind Annihilator. I thought you were going to say something like Nia is going for the Annihilator and how she's been sort of like gimmicking them up lately. And she's like, well, I'm going to pin both of you. I want you both gone from SmackDown. And then I don't need to defend my title against anybody. And as part of my gimmick to Annihilator, I'm doing 2 people. Tiffany, get on my back. And she does the Annihilator and then Tiffany pushes her off and gets a spin on both.
Or does the Annihilator and someone puts the briefcase in the way and she does my whole spot.
Ow, my bum! Yeah, possibly. I mean, not possibly. It's not going to happen.
It's fascinating, though, in terms of the,
No, you're right. It's a DQ and triple threat. It's going to feel really flat. Tune in.
But if not, just saying probably more.
Naomi pins Tiffany, something like that, and Bayley's got to be sort of all right with it, and she's like, and she will be, or Bayley gets the win, and Naomi's like, hey, you had a go at this. Like, I haven't had all since I come back.
Yeah.
I think
doing more with Naomi than they're doing with AJ Styles. To circle back to a point you made a while back.
Yeah, he's had 2 massive world title shots in that time.
She'd have one if she wants this.
She just needs to win a match, Hamflett. Come on. They could. I think they could tell some really interesting stories, and I think they won't. And I think you've absolutely nailed it. There we go.
We'll find out and recap this on Monday. We also have a title match this evening. The US Championship is on the line. It is Andrade challenging the champion, L.A. Knight. At what point does Melo interfere in this match?
Well, this is the thing. Is that not a slight issue with what we've just booked? Because Melo interfering to make it a triple threat sure feels like the move, doesn't it? But and Judgment Daisy agrees. However, if they're doing the Nia one is for Bad Blood, isn't it?
Yes.
So this has never really felt like it was destined for the PLE anyway.
I've already got 6 matches.
So I guess you could
5 matches on there right now.
I guess you could run it for like SmackDown on the go home or have it as a big match. But yeah, I would like LA Knight to beat Andrade in a.
Oh, and we're getting Gunther and Sammy. I'm trying to remember what the 6th match was.
If we're even getting it for Bad Blood, I still think they could stretch that one to Saudi Arabia, where Sammy's like a very over main event babyface. Yeah, I could see. I'd like to have LA Knight and Andrade have like a really good, high standard competitive match here. Andrade's sort of forced me to think, oh yeah, you're pretty good actually in this Carmelo Hayes thing. I'm sort of back in on Andrade of late. It's just the stuff that I felt for him briefly in 2018 is back, big time back.
Yeah.
And it's just by watching him wrestle. So few wrestlers make me love them more simply by wrestling in this current era, and Andrade has done it. And I would like to see that in a match with an LA Knight who's had like, for someone of his age and experience, he's had like a big improvement year.
Yeah.
LA Knight, he's really leveled up to the position and the place he's been, like he's deserved. I was saying he's been given, he's deserved
Do you think the catalyst was the moment where he nearly died swallowing his chewing gum?
Maybe.
Putting that promo.
It could all be over for me.
So good his reaction.
I think LA Knight retains. Carmelo Hayes interferes, cheats. It's not something LA Knight wants.
No.
But there's another day for that, and it gets you back to the series between the two of them.
Do you think they do the really simple thing of Melo gets a title shot following this?
Yeah, maybe.
And Andrade interferes?
Yeah. And then
that's fair.
They agree to say, look, best of 7 will be the absolute categoric interference-free title shot. LA Knight's agreed to it, whoever wins. Like, because he'll beat them both. And they're like, I'll beat both your asses, but I don't do this and like, I don't expect excuses afterwards. I'll beat either of you again, no trouble. But now you got to earn it. I'm sick of giving out shots.
Yeah.
The open challenge wasn't for guys like you, just keep getting shots and losing. So you can finish your best of 7 series, and then whichever one of you is still standing, I'll take the winner. There'll be no interference. There'll be no excuses. With everybody saying LA and I.
Yeah. I had a pitch as well. Remember last week we were talking about the god-awful booking of one Giovanni Vinci. What if, because I saw there was like a web exclusive where he said, oh, you didn't win with honour or something to Apollo.
Jackty looking at socials picture. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
What if tonight he says, look, I debut or re-debut or whatever didn't go so well, but I've decided, fresh start, I said to SmackDown GM, whatever his name is, I want to face a name, okay? I want Apollo Crews. Ugh. I want to face a name. And so I've got someone to face tonight who's associated with a former world champion, a WrestleMania main eventer, well, several world champions, I suppose, technically, after what happened. And you have Giovanni Vinci versus Ricky tonight.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
You could even give Ricky a win, because if you want to double down on the...
That really does go both ways, doesn't it? It's either for some reason, that was a weird, strange, oldie-worldy punishment booking, but now we're getting going properly, and we're going to do it where, like, he'd be the biggest heel in the building because people fell in love with Ricky in an instant. I love that. I absolutely love it.
People would recognise his theme.
Yeah.
Suppose.
WWE apparently about to get locked in negotiations with Kevin Owens about a new contract because AEW were very keen to get him. So they're like, look, we'll give you Ricky. We'll get your best friend Ricky some work. And he'll be like, yeah, all right. Yeah, I like that. A great deal. And he beats Ricky.
Like, proper messes him up.
He beats him up bad.
Sorry, Ricky.
Yeah, I'm into that. I want it to, in all seriousness, it was inexcusably bad booking.
I'm getting this boy a payday. I also like the idea, because we haven't had one for a while, of, God, Ricky's been beaten up backstage. Who's done this? It's Randy Orton. Who's done this?
Yeah, so who done it?
Clearly Randy.
It's Randy Orton, yeah. Like, he's left. He's been on his bus for a week and he's just sick of him. How do I get Ricky off my bus?
Or just a montage of Ricky partying with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, please.
I want a montage. Do you remember the DVD trailer for the Braden Walker DVD that somebody made? I want to Leave the Memories Alone montage of Ricky from just last week.
Yeah.
Like, not even including the backstage promo, just like, you'll never change. Like, he's waving, he's getting stunned. Like,
Kevin Owens calling him Reggie.
A slow motion of the bit where his face changes when he realises he's about to get kicked in the stomach. You will never change. They're having to loop the entrance because all the footage they've got.
Just, splicing. Remember, like, I talked about this the other day. Remember
Ricky Flair.
Remember when they used to splice in, like, it'd be like, perfect example, Baron Corbin playing yelping sounds as part of Roman Reigns' entrance. And they'd cut to people from the Attitude Era when The Rock's told someone they could...
I love that.
Got a send like, Jesus, that person's really enjoying that. What if they cut in, like, The Rock arriving on Ricky's theme? Ricky walks out and they cut to WrestleMania with The Rock coming out. Bloody hell, this is a big reaction for Ricky, wasn't it? Remember that? Yeah, I just want Ricky to get a good payday.
Yeah, into it.
Finally, last but by no means least, a dumpster match tonight.
Oh, my God.
As if Michin's not been through enough recently.
Yep.
Ribs are buggered. And yet she's going to be taking on a Chelsea Green in a dumpster match. I'm really excited for this one as well.
Green by name, green by nature. Is it, in fact, one of those skips from a recycling centre?
Oh, okay.
Standard dumpster. Or does Michin lose and then she gets called Me Bin?
Okay.
I don't have to preview this. The cool thing about a dumpster match is there's a dumpster there. It's a big old bin. It's no different in theory to a coffin match or a casket match or a stretcher match, I guess. Anything where you just got to put somebody somewhere, you know. But it's a massive bin. It's bigger than the ring sometimes. I really can't, I need to express to you how tall this bin is. That's quite funny to look at for a bit. And then they get rubbing at the side of it. Some of the dumpsters have got doors on the side. Human-sized. So you can sort of create a bit of a kid's sort of play set thing. So you can get thrown into the bin through the...
Is that where Piper Niven pops out of?
Yeah.
To save Chelsea.
Chelsea Green, yeah. She just walks through the door. She kicks Michi in the ace. I love that the dumpsters have those, lids that are split in half.
Yeah.
On one side, then I just love the aesthetic of a dumpster. I don't even know what a dumpster was until the Outlaws put Mick Foley and Terry Funk in one and pushed it off the stage. What the hell's a dumpster?
You kind of have to now. If you have a dumpster and you don't push it off the stage, it's like, well, we haven't given me what.
What are we doing?
If you set up a table and not put someone through it.
Remember the dumpster match with, it was the Shield versus 20 guys.
Was it 3-on-5?
Something I think it was 3-on-7.
Oh, no, yeah, I'm thinking of a different one,
yes. I think it was 3-on-7. It was Kurt Angle, wasn't it? Is that right?
Kurt Angle, yeah. The
3-on-7.
What were the Mumps or whatever it was? Is that right?
Can we name the whole team? Let's see if we can do it. It was TLC. Here, man. Colton will know. The OG. at Damn Colton, formerly Blue Riot. I remember.
Oh, yeah.
One of our first listeners when this was either behind a paywall / on like tiny podcast.
The Raw review and SmackDown synopsis.
Barely available. It was one of the first shows we covered, I think, TLC.
Yeah.
AJ Styles filling in for, AJ Styles and Finn Balor replacing Finn Balor versus Sister Abigail in what might have been Sister Abigail versus Pumpkin Demon. And then, 7-on-3. I think it was 7-on-3.
It was, because it was like, why have you added even more to this? So let's go through it. Hang on. So you had Seth, Dean,
Kurt Angle. The Shield we all know and love.
DeBar,
the Miz Taraj, MX5.
that's it.
Kane and Braun Strowman, and they turned on Braun, but it was like, it's too big for a dumpster. Had to bring out a bin lorry, and they threw him in the bin lorry. He was like, well, that'll kill him. Like, just be like,
and then next week they were like, let's get in there. Yeah, and then there was the week after or something. They were like, right, Mr. Raj, let's head off in our limo, surrounded by cameras. Here. Yeah. Oh, driver, what are you bloody waiting for? Go on. There's a dumpster. There's a bin lorry here. What? Yeah, he's controlled.
Commentated it from inside the bin lorry.
The calls are coming from inside the bin lorry. And he comes out, I'm not finished with you.
Now, there's added relevance to this non sequitur here. In that, back then was when they were just having so much fun with the Braun Strowman character. Unlike today, where they're having so much fun with the Braun Strowman character as a result of one of the matches of the year against Bronson Reed on Raw. That actually presents a problem to Chelsea Green and Michin, because a dumpster is a fun-ass prop, right? This is them. I like this story because this is not for a title. Michin is on a bit of a downswing from losing a recent title match. Chelsea Green wants respect. She's like her henchwoman, Piper Niven, has just lost as part of this. This is just some nice mid-card booking with a fun stipulation that makes you actually care about what you're watching on SmackDown. However, it's probably not a worse week to have to try and follow what's happening on Raw with a big stip, with a big funny weapon.
Yeah.
Tough sell. Chelsea Green's amazing in this situation. You seen Chelsea Green in Lucha Underground?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Sid was showing me the
Jesus Christ. Right? So she can go. It was a ladder bump this year. She's doing it in WWE. She will take some risks. Michin, no stranger to danger. Thank you very much. Like, this has like some low-lying potential, but it has got the pressure of having to follow what happened on Raw.
I think Chelsea Green loses, and every time she tries to go into the SmackDown GM, forgot his name, in his office for the next few weeks, he goes, what's that smell?
Yeah.
She's like, she could just shower.
Just shower, but it's been 6 weeks now, and she's...
And
like,
Chelsea, I think this is where Chelsea Green starts spiraling.
Banana peel on her head.
Yeah.
That sort of thing, yeah. Even though what was weird was in the dumpster match, all you could see was like polystyrene peanut things.
Yeah, packing peanuts.
There was no litter of any kind, but like increasingly she just has like human garbage on her every week, and like a soiled nappy on her arm, that kind of stuff. She starts morphing, spiraling into something akin to the hot mess.
Yeah.
The mess in this case being from the dumpster.
Yeah, they have a dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire. Tick. Done it again.
That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. What do you want your face on this week? Your face on, like, the SmackDown preview personified by a Lunchable, your face on meat, my face on cheese.
Yes, well, like a Billy Bear.
Yeah, that's what you get. That's the physical embodiment of this podcast.
I don't want to tell Brian how to suck eggs, because that man makes magic with those Photoshops. But let's be real about this. If it's like one of those plastic cheese slices and a Billy Bear, you've got to be the Billy Bear and I've got to be the plastic cheese.
Good point.
Faces are what they are.
Yes.
Like, let me get there. Bill Borney Bear.
Oh my God.
Bill Borney Bear meat, and I'll be like a Kraft cheese slice. Perfect square. I love how perfect a square it is. Like, food is simply not a perfect shape.
Yeah.
But I love perfectly shaped food because it means that it's been hassled, or it's not even, or it's a toy. It's like, it's the same color as like microphones, glasses.
Yeah.
Like, it's so...
It's too bright,
It's like I'm eating something made by Hasbro. I like my food. You know when I Play-Doh Fun Factories, it looked like almost too tasty, and it was like, kids, don't eat it. Well, stop making it look so tasty. Like, it's great being an adult because you can choose food that is that, and nobody can tell you not to. Well, Sid's just on a podcast sometimes, but I don't listen. I'm not listening, Dad.
Well, let us know your thoughts on that. And SmackDown this evening in the comments or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Watch so you can follow both of us. You can follow Michael Hamflett at
Michael Hamflett.
Follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. And make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling wherever you get your podcasts from for daily wrestling podcasts. We'll be back on Monday to review this show. Me and Sid are doing a Would You Rather wrestling podcast a little bit later on today. And we've got Wrestle Culture coming your way in a while as well. But for now, this has been the SmackDown Preview podcast where we've looked forward to the dumpster match between Chelsea Green and Michin. Maybe another appearance from Ricky. LA Knight versus Andrade for the United States Championship. A tag match with huge stakes between Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Bayley, and Naomi. And, of course, the super team of Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns.
The SmackDown Preview. It's got all this and soon with an extra hour. So quite literally, so much more.
We'll see you soon.